Hi, so how are you doing today? I'm doing pretty good. It's been a bit crazy. Anyway, I hope you're doing a little bit better than I am today. There has been massive devastation. Anyway, in this video, we will read on the subject which bothers a lot of people in psychic and spiritual development. Why does it have to take so long? And what's up with spirit guides? You know, what's going on with our spirit guides when it takes us so long? And there are so many frustrations along the way. Anyway, first, take a look at the devastation. We had the strongest winds in the world ever last night. The weather forecast said it was going to be 50-mile-an-hour gusts. I'm sure they were well over 90 miles an hour. It's been absolutely mad. Take a look. So there's my bag of logs there, and the cover blew off it. And actually that yellow trolley thing blew off it as well. Yes, Tinkerbell. Standing up to it as ever. And in the wheelbarrow is all the stuff that was in the greenhouse, or at least all the plastic trays. The rest of it is pretty much history, so there's lots of tidying up to do. So I turn around, there's the cover off my log bag. It blew all the way over there, and I don't know if you can see it, but that red and white thing is my spare chicken drinker, so it flung that as well. Loads of mess to clean up there, but it won't take too long to pick that stuff up and sort of put it all in order. There's the last cover that blew off the last greenhouse. Let's just come along here. Chickens are all right today. They're hiding from the... Oh, look, there's one under there. But other than that, they're hiding from the weather. And this is where the greenhouse was, which was in my last uploaded video. And by the way, thanks everyone for watching the live the other night. It was a great session, loads of energy. But that's where the greenhouse was. And over here, we've got all this soil is actually full of seeds, which I hoped were germinating and are now on the ground. I'm giving up on this greenhouse at this point. I'm going to use this little bit of land here as a couple more rows of vegetables. I think that's the way to go with it. It's only going to really deprive me of tomatoes, which aren't too expensive. But there is the greenhouse frame, and there is the greenhouse cover. And they blew there from there. And if that line of trees wasn't there, I don't think it would have stopped. It would have been found in the next town or something like that. But hey, look, nature is amazing. The leeks are actually all still there, still intact. Nothing else had actually come above ground yet, so that's good. The soil didn't blow away, so plenty to be thankful for, really. What do you think, ladies? Did you get any sleep last night? I certainly didn't. Just lying there waiting for the chimney to come through the roof. Hey, but the roof is all right. Still in one piece. So here we are, back in the car of destiny. I'm going to use, where is it? Kyle Gray's Keepers of the Light deck. I'm just going to throw one card now, just one single card, just to kind of set the tone for the day. And this will be a significator for the spread, which we are about to do. But we'll do a little drive first. I've got to nip down into town and get some food. And maybe we can have a look, see if there's been any devastation. Can't be the good old looky-loo. Right, this is the card. Kutumi, Cloak of Wisdom. There he is. Solid gold by the look of him. And he's wearing his ankh and a sort of lovely Merkaba pattern round there. So this is very cosmic stuff that's going on in this reading. And in this video as well, it says, you already know the answer you seek. Trust what you know. Very good advice, actually, that in just about any situation. But the thing I was actually inquiring about in my mind at the moment was, is there any point in me continuing to try and grow stuff in this crazy, insane climate? Because the climate has changed. It's a fact. It's happening all over the world. There's no getting away from it. There really isn't. And this is actually going to keep happening. It's several times this year already we've had this kind of devastation. So, I don't know. I'm going to have to give up on some things, and I think I'm going to keep growing other things like I thought of in a minute, because he says you already know the answer you seek. There it is. You already know the answer you seek. And so I guess in terms of a cloak of wisdom, the wisest thing to do is just kind of leave off the growing stuff. But there we are. That's our significatory card. We'll go for a quick spin, and then we'll do a proper 5-card spread and see what comes out of it today. Well, so far so good. There's no trees down yet. That's rather good. There's a few branches lying about. There's one just in front of us here, but I think I'm just going to be able to drive over that. No problem. And we'll keep on trucking. And all along here, it doesn't look too bad. This must have really got the heaviest winds last night, because it's right on top of the mountain. But there we go, looking reasonably good up here. Let's just wipe those drops away, and I'm counting my blessings really, because you know that's sort of devastated all the work I've done for about the last 2 weeks. But when you think of the devastation in, say, Texas, for example, you know, and I'm sure it's not the only place, you know, I've still got running water, I've still got electricity, still got the internet, and it's been so hard for people in Texas at the moment. In fact, I expect it still is, you know, because it looks like there's more freezing weather coming up there along the way too. But here we go, we've sort of made it out of the back of Beyond bit now, and we're up to the main road. Right, that's the shopping board. Got it all beside me in the car here, and I've had something to eat, so that's coolio. So, to the question, you know, spirit guides, why does it take so long? What's the hold up? And this actually is quite relevant to what's just been happening in my garden. I always ask the angels to help. I always pray to the goddess energy to help me actually cultivate the food that I want to have. You know, growing my own food and all the healthiness that goes with that. And you know, in lots of areas I pray for help, particularly in working as a medium and doing cards for people, that kind of thing. And I don't know why it takes so long exactly. I can think of a few ideas which we'll talk about, but I've got no idea why it takes so long, or why it would need to take so long in the general scheme of things. But the fact is, every time something goes wrong, I learn a bit more. And the longer these things take, the more we learn along the journey. Sometimes it needs to be a long journey for us to get the full benefit of learning and experience that can come from whatever it is we're doing or whatever we're trying to do. Because the bottom line is, no one said this was easy. That's a fact. And a lot of people, not yourselves, but a lot of people outside of this general idea of psychicness, a lot of people who know nothing about it, say, well, you know, it must be a real easy job just sitting there pulling cards for people in a nice warm room. And in that sense, I suppose it is. But there is quite a lot to learn along the way. And I mean, for example, one of the things you've really got to understand is that people take your readings seriously, and you may actually make changes to their lives because of it, and that's the strength of their faith. And that's a great thing when that happens. But at the same time, you do have to be so careful that you're either getting it right or saying, well, I don't totally know this or that. And that's something experience has really taught me. In terms of mediumship, connecting to the other side, you sort of have to have gone through bereavement, really. Not necessarily that. Sometimes it happens to people who work maybe in the nursing profession or the medical profession, who see the devastating effect that bereavement has on other people and come to understand the full horror of somebody close to passing away and going to the other side. And so that is why a lot of people, particularly spiritualist mediums, don't get really into their own power, as it were, until their latter years. I was about 45 when I realised, and I was told by a medium, and the realisation came along with that I was actually a medium and I was actually going to be able to do readings. I'm 57 now and I don't know the half of it. I really don't. But I know enough to do what I'm doing now. That's the truth. But it can take forever. And now, you know, I'm talking about having been 45 when it started, and that was 12 years ago now. Actually started when I was a kid, but the realisation of it started 12 years ago. And there were a few of us in a circle that formed at that time, with a great medium teaching us. I was online, we were online pulling cards night after night, getting information through psychically and from the spirit realms and the angels about what needed to happen. Things that were, you know, good advice for all of us. And this question used to come up, well, not then exactly, but about 5 years afterwards. A lot of people were saying, well, there's nothing happening yet. Why did the angels put all that effort into getting us sort of prepared and trained to be mediums and do the cards and everything, and then just nothing happens, just leave us standing there? And I couldn't answer that at the time. I can now. It's because it takes time. It's because that experience has got to gather up. Gosh, there's lots of junk in the lane here that's blown down in the storm. The other side of that is, by the time you actually do get really, you know, functional and really doing the job, actually running with all this knowledge that comes in, using it. Oh, one moment. Oh, I don't know what that beeping noise is, but I've sorted it. So yeah, you do all the stuff, you get trained up, you're ready to rock and roll and hit the road and do all that stuff, you know, really start functioning, and then it doesn't happen for years. And there's just more to learn along the way. It's almost that simple. It's not just that, it teaches you other things as well. In particular, it lets you understand one very important thing about the spirit world and the people in the spirit world. They don't really relate to the idea of time as we have it in this world. It doesn't matter to them if it takes sort of 5 days or 5 years to make a move on something, because there is no time in the spirit world. It's eternity. Time is just a thing that we've come up with on the earth to explain to ourselves why certain things are the way they are, and so we can kind of organise our lives as well. But there is no time in the spirit realm, and this is why I very often recommend to people to do daily meditation. And it's good to do it daily, it really is, but not to worry too much about what time of day, as long as it's a regular time, because the time itself doesn't matter. What really matters is the rhythm, because that is very well understood in the spirit realms. But in terms of how long it takes to get these things going, it really doesn't matter. You've got a certain amount of work to do as a medium or as a psychic during your life on this earth. People will be drawn to you when they actually need to learn something from you or to get a reading from you. People will be drawn to you at the right time, at the right moment for that to happen. And basically you'll get your work done during your lifetime for sure. Absolutely no question. But because of who we're working for, that is, you know, the angels and spirit guides and everyone to do with that, because of who we're actually working for, we're in a situation where time is itself is just not of the essence, and it all happens during life when it's meant to. So what have the tarot cards got to say about this, eh? We'll use tarot in Wonderland today. Bunny rabbits, Alice in Wonderland, wonderful stuff. But actually a very, very positive deck, you know. It means what it says. And like all the tarot cards, it simply does not lie. So I'm having a shuffle down here. Let's take off the first 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll show you what they are, and you can pick a card or you can pick all 5. That's how I roll with this channel. Okay, so we've got card 1, card 2. Where is it? Yeah, card 1, card 2, card 3, card 4, or card 5. Which one are you drawn to, friends? That's the question. Which one are you drawn to? Because if you've got questions about psychic development, then for sure you are on a journey, and sooner or later your psychic senses are going to be absolutely what it's all about. Okay, so card number 1 Four of Pentacles, the right way up. Now then, Four of Pentacles means we may be a bit under attack here, okay? Now, one of the reasons that slows us down, one of the things that slows us down, I should say, when we're trying to develop psychically, in, whichever sense, whether it's readings, whether it's the clairs, clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, all those things, whatever it is, there are going to be people who aren't too happy about it. And we can very often get slowed down by a very cynical kind of teacher, and they do exist. They've read all the books, they've been doing it a long time, and they do have very valuable knowledge, people like that. But at the same time, your spirit guides might not have read their book. That's the important thing. So you've got to stand up for yourself. So here's the mouse in the teapot here with the tin hat on. Someone has had a bite out of this biscuit here, and rightfully it belongs to the mouse. So you need to get out of the teapot, eat the biscuit. Okay, it's your biscuit. It's your development. It's your psychic career, and your psychic career is a kind of a ministry. It's important to remember that. Just as churches and chapels have ministers, this is a spiritual thing. It's a spiritual job, and you do actually have a mission. So don't let anyone put you off, okay? That's what's so important here. Four of Swords here, and air sign energy here, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and this means, for card number 2, that things are up in the air. The air is a very changeable, very mutable kind of energy. And, the air was certainly blowing in my garden last night, was it not, as you've seen? And what needs to happen is a kind of a rest. It's not a complete rest, you see, because this gentleman has got his sword down by his side there. But the other 3 swords in the Four of Swords are hanging from the tree, and they're tethered up there nice and safely. So you may need to take a rest. That might be, one of the things you need to do. And if you're concerned with how long your psychic development is taking, you might not want to take a rest. But believe me, friends, a lot of what goes on with psychic development is going on in the subconscious mind. That's really what it's all about, and you don't often, you never really get access to that information until you've lived with it for a bit, until it's become part of your life and part of your dreams a bit. And even while you're sleeping, your spirit guides are actually working on your mind pretty much all the time, I would say. Maybe not absolutely all the time, but when you're really having an active dream life, they really do stuff, they really make things happen. Some of us get tinnitus kind of sound in our ears. And it is a different thing from actual tinnitus. It's a downloading thing, and it has a lot to do with the angels as well, actually. But, don't be afraid to rest. That's really, really important. For example, my YouTube channel is growing nicely at the moment, and I'm very tempted to just kind of pump out 2-3 readings a day just to kind of get the numbers up and keep things moving, because I know I can do these readings. That's the length of time it's taken me has allowed me to feel sure that I can actually do these readings. But I know for a fact that the energy is kind of limited with this. The spiritual energy is never limited, but we are limited people. This is divine knowledge coming into a human shell to be processed and interpreted, and it's going to take a long time. There's no getting away from that. So basically, I don't rush. I take my time, and if, I really need to get a video out and I'm just so busy, then, I just don't do on that day, because if you rush it, basically, there's a very strong possibility of getting things wrong. So don't be afraid to rush. Being a sword card, there's a lot of energy going on here in terms of having to decide things. There's almost a battle going on in the human mind. You're never really going to see things clearly, though, unless you actually stop and take that rest. It's so important. And the angels, 4 is the angel number, and we can be sure that the angels are actually going to see things through to completion for you. Card number 3, 4 and 5 are all reversed, actually. Wow, this is going to be interesting. 7 of Cups reversed is card number 3. Now, this is the heart of the matter. Lots of illusion going on here. Just flip it the right way up so you can kind of see what we're talking about. Lots of illusion going on here. Alice is doing the right thing. She's looking away from the illusions. She's looking forward at reality, whatever that is. And look at her. She's really happy, She's got a big smile on her face and she's got her arms out outstretched, and there are 4 candles on the front of this strange, whatever it is, looks like the back of a wardrobe or something, but whatever this board is with all these images all over it. So, guys, this card came up reversed. Are you spending more time than is actually doing you any good staring at what seem to be illusions? Because what comes to us from spirit guides is never really an illusion. You know, it all comes for a reason. But sometimes it comes in dreams which get very jumbled up and don't seem to make any sense. And that's why it's so important to write your dreams down, as I'm always going on about. Write your dreams down. Keep a pencil or a pen and a little bit of paper next to the bed. Write your dreams down when they come in. You know, and that means as soon as you wake up, basically, and as soon as you remember, oh, I've just had this dream. It's best if you do it while it feels like the dream is still a real thing. I had a crazy dream last night, and I woke up from it, and I really kind of still felt that was really what had happened until long after I started walking about this morning. And crazy things had actually happened, but not the things in the dream, as far as I know. But it takes time to make absolute sense of these things. So don't be afraid to look away. It's important to keep it real, really important to keep your eyes not just on the prize of spirituality and your mission, your ministry, whatever that is, but actually keep your eyes on this earth as well. Because you, my friend, just like me, just like all of us, you live in this world, and you've got to make it in this world somehow. That's how it goes. That's how it rolls. Okay, so there we go. 7 of Cups. It's all about longings and desires, and I know that once we get onto the spiritual path, our longings and desires are very much focused in that direction. Just stop worrying about what you want to desire, what you want to happen, what you want to bring into being, okay? Because once you're on this path, you will be looked after, friends. That really is how it rolls. 7 of Cups there, water sign energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And I didn't say in the first one, did I? What was the first one? 4 of Pentacles, that's earth sign energy. Taurus, Virgo and Capricorn. I've got my little cheat sheet over there because I get on a roll and I forget what I'm talking about. Okay, so that is the heart of the matter. Okay, the need to get things done quickly is an illusion. It really is. Going back to what I said in the car about, you know, wondering why on earth is it taking so long? We never really know. It just does. It takes time. That really is how it goes. So that, friends, brings us to card number 4. Did you pick card number 4? If so, this is your card. And this one's the 8 of Cups upside down. So we've got a good magical number in terms of the number 8, because it works upside down. You can turn the number 8 upside down and it still looks like a number 8. So first thing there, nothing to worry about. Certain amount of illusion around this because it's come up inverted. We've got this pig. I'll turn it the right way round so we can kind of see what's going on here. We've got this pig sticking its head up out of this cup at the top of the pile of cups. And Alice doesn't really know what it means. You know, who can really tell what it means? Now, Alice, as a character in this deck, is always enthusiastic enough to make the best of what's going on. But she's actually walking away from it at the moment. But this card came up inverted. So, friends, are you kind of spending too much time trying to find meaning in things? Because you really find most of the meaning in whatever you're doing in your spiritual mission once you actually start doing readings, once you actually start working with people. I'm always saying to people, thank you so much for watching these videos. And by the way, thank you so much for watching this video. Give me a thumbs up or hit the subscribe button for more to come. It helps the channel and it'll keep you in touch. Let's our spirit guides zero in on one another and keep things moving. But I digress. The thing you might need to do is actually walk away at this point. It's not always the most positive thing when we get the 8 of Cups, but in this case it's inverted, and I'm going to say maybe you actually need to turn it round and actually walk away, because you'll get there in the end. You know, these cups are blocking the doorway here, and you might just want to kind of take a walk, not worry too much about it, and just leave things to come to completion in their own sweet way, because they always do, and they will in your case, friends. So card number 5 is inverted too. We know that because on the back the rabbit goes at the bottom and Alice goes at the top, so Here we go. Let's turn this one round, see what we've got. It's a wand card. It's the 7 of Wands. So this is fire sign energy. This is Leo. It's Sagittarius. It's Aries. Look out for those astrological characteristics in yourself or people maybe who are teaching you. If you picked all 5 cards, this is the outcome card. And it's a crazy battle. It's a pointless battle. Loads and loads of things going on. And let's just flip it the right way up so we can see, so we can let the dog see the rabbit, so to speak. Now, when we get playing cards in this deck, Tarot in Wonderland, the meaning is some we can see, and there's quite a few of those, and that shows that there is actually more to learn. The game is still on, as it were, because it's using the game of cards as a metaphor. But there are some cards we can't see. And that's what makes it really pointless, trying to fight this battle with this stuff we can't see. But it did come up inverted. And this is a real important spiritual message. Some of the great spiritual leaders of the world talk about this thing all the time. And here it's come up in a tarot card. It's not a pointless battle, not at all. It just feels like one. It's not even really about a battle of the egos, you know. Ego really does get involved with this. I was speaking in an earlier card about how you can get a teacher that's just too strict. And that is very, very often ego-based. But friends, your spirit guides, your angels, all the people who are working with you from behind the scenes in the eternal realms are actually drawing you towards these experiences for a reason. And I had a terrible experience with more than one teacher, actually, at one time or another in my development. And they taught me stuff, you know. I was absolutely cursing the whole situation at the time. But those people and whatever craziness was going on taught me stuff, made me understand the value of certain things more than anything. So it's not a fruitless battle, even when it just comes down to ego. You've got to keep fighting it and you've got to keep smiling. And a good example would be if you're running a business, and even if you're not running a business, I'm sure you'll understand what I'm going to say. You might have had a terrible morning, your house might have fallen down, your car broke down on the way to work, but you get there, you know, and someone phones up and says, "Hey, how are you today?" And the last thing you want to say is, "Oh my goodness, I had a terrible day, I'm sick of this and I'm sick of that," you know, it's no good. You've got to kind of smile and be nice about it. Because that's what kind of keeps your business on the rails. Like if you go into a shop and the person is all miserable in there, you're maybe not going to want to go back in there. There's a Whole Food shop near me. I love the food they sell in there, but I hardly ever go in there because the lady behind the counter just does not like me. I don't know what it is. She's never liked me. I think perhaps she's mixing me up for someone else that she's had a big argument with. But the thing is, I just don't go in there. And if she wasn't like that, or if there were even just other staff to choose from, I would go in there, I would spend money, and they would get a little bit more money from me and all the other people that she probably doesn't like as well. I don't know, who knows. But you know what I'm saying? You keep it nice. If you ever complain about something on the internet, you're almost certainly going to get an email back saying, "Hey, you know, thanks for your email, sorry to hear about that, and here's what I can do." That person might be thinking, you know, might have steam coming out of their ears and might be thinking, "Oh, it's stupid, blooming person," but they're going to be nice about it because they're running their business, and that is so important. Now, just change that in your mind's eye from being a business question into a question of your ministry. You need to be personable. You need to attract people to you. The last thing you want to do is blow out any sort of wrong-seeming teachers or teachers who are too strict or telling you you'll never do it. Because believe me, friends, you've met them for a reason, you know, and it's not just law of attraction, although that is part of it. You've met them for a reason. Sooner or later, you're going to need that person, okay? So try and keep it, you know, keep it all smiles, keep it nice and fluffy, as we sometimes say in UK. I don't know why we say that, but, you know, yeah, like fluffy, cuddly toy kind of, you know, just keep it happy as you can, and that way you will actually, you won't actually turn this card round, because then you have got a pointless battle, but you'll come out of this situation of the inverted 7 of Wands smiling and, you know, with more skills under your belt and in a much happier situation. So friends, there are the 5 cards today. Which one did you pick? What did you think? Let me know in the old comments below. It's really great to read your comments, actually. It's like I've got all this friendship that pours from you guys out of my phone every morning when I switch it on. I love the comments. More and more comments are coming in, and it's taken me longer than ever before to work through them. And as you saw in this video, I have just got it all happening today. When I finish this, I've got to go plant seeds again and, you know, straighten stuff out before the howling winds build up again tonight, which apparently they are going to. But do leave me a comment. I read them all. I appreciate them all. Big thanks to everyone who's been there on the live stream. As I said earlier in the video, more live streams coming. They're going to be Wednesdays and Sundays. The times might vary a bit. I'm interested to know actually what time suits you, what's good for you to be there on the live. I'm going to try and kind of, you know, work it out for as many people as possible. But right now, on Wednesdays, it's 9:30 p.m. UK time, which is 3:30 p.m. Central Time, 2:30 p.m. Mountain Time. And on Sundays, it's 10 p.m. UK time, which is 4 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Mountain Time. And speaking of mountain time, friends, very shortly on Friday the 12th of May, and I'm recording this on Thursday the 11th, so it really is soon, I have the absolute honour actually to have been invited onto the Remote View, which is on Celtic Tarot Sheila's channel, and I'll be there with Celtic Tarot Sheila and with Dr. Whimsy as well, pulling cards on, I'm not sure yet, actually, but on whatever topic comes up, because it's the energy of the moment. That's the great thing about tarot generally, certainly the great thing about Celtic Tarot Sheila's channel. So do check it out. That is going to be happening 8:05 UK time, which means 2:05 Central American time. I mean, Central USA, not Central America like Guatemala and Mexico and stuff. Central USA time. It's going to be then, and it's going to be fun. I'm so looking forward to it. Meanwhile, guys, thank you very much indeed for watching this video. I hope you have a fantastic time ahead. Do hit that subscribe button, okay, because there's more readings coming all the time. And, you know, leave me a comment. We will share the journey. And if you're interested, I'm thinking about setting up a development circle at the moment, which will happen online. So drop me an email. My email address is down there in the description, as is the link to my coffee page. And if you would like to buy me or the channel a coffee, please go along to my coffee page and please do so. It makes a world of difference. It really does. And, so guys, I appreciate you watching. Take good care of yourselves. Be good to each other. See you soon. Love, light, blessings, and peace.